Well, you might think that having a perfectionist on your team at work is a good thing, right? Turns out they may have a dark side. In a new study, researchers found people who set impossibly high standards for themselves and others also tend to be narcissistic, antisocial, and can even be downright mean. So, how do you please the perfectionist in your life? Joining us this morning to talk more about it is Dr. Mimi Hall. She's a workplace psychologist. Great to see you. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
All right, so this is fascinating because the study actually looked at a couple of things that I think some people might be surprised about. And one of them is that perfectionists tend to procrastinate.
And that always surprises people, Amy. A lot of times a perfectionist will put off doing something because they don't think they have enough time to do it right. So as a result, they'll just procrastinate, and then at the end have to put in so much extra time and then never feel really satisfied with what they got.
Wow. Okay, so let's talk about why perfectionists have such a hard time relating to other people. That those narcissistic tendencies really cause problems.
They really do. One of the problems is the fact that they don't take any joy in anybody else's success. They oftentimes feel like your success means my failure, and they take it so very personally. And as a result, they oftentimes will do things even to sabotage others. And that's when the narcissistic antisocial behavior kicks in.
So you're hiring someone and you think, this is one of those things where people always say, well, what is it about you that might be a negative? And I think a lot of people will say, well, gosh, sometimes I'm just too much of a perfectionist. And you kind of throw it out there thinking it's a good thing, like kind of like a negative positive, but not necessarily.
Not necessarily. A lot of times perfectionism gets in the way of production. They're so eager to make it exactly right that they don't produce a whole lot. You want someone who's accurate, you want someone who has attention to detail, but if they're truly a perfectionist, that's going to get in the way.
So if you think, gosh, this sounds a lot like me, and we're talking about this, what can you do to kind of, scale yourself back a little?
Yeah. One of the things you want to ask yourself, is it good enough? And think about it. Compare yourself to others realistically. Do you really always have to be the top dog? Another question you want to say is it okay to ask for help? A lot of time our perfectionists don't think it is, and yet in reality, when you ask for help, other people appreciate it. So that's another question that you want to ask yourself. The other question you want to ask yourself is this going to really matter in 5 years or maybe even in 5 weeks? And a lot of times, if you make a mistake, can you let go of it? Or are you still thinking about the mistake you made 12 years ago?
Sure. Yeah, you're internalizing things and really just kind of making yourself sick. That's not healthy for you at all.
No, it's not. It really is not. Right. And it doesn't help you, and it doesn't help the people around you.
Absolutely. All right. Interesting stuff about perfectionism this morning. Dr. Mimi Hall, thank you so much for coming in and talking to us. All right, 7:44.